What's going on, you amazing people? Jacob Bowler here, and tonight we're going to talk about English. Let me just break down why we're talking about English. English nowadays is your passport. It's a way for you to be international. It's a way for you to travel the world. If you're in a country that you can't get out of, or you're in an economically challenged country, knowing English is your way out. You can go to any country in the world. If you can go and travel, you can work on cruise ships, you can work with international companies, you can freelance. Guys, you can learn skill sets in our 21st century that enable you to travel the world and work for yourself. You can be a graphic designer, freelance, you can be a web designer, you can be an app creator, you can be a consultant for anything. You can consult people. You can even be an English teacher. This is something that I want to literally blow your mind, is if you don't know what to do in life, but you know you choose to be in another country, or like for us Aussies, we can be in nearly every country in the world. We can live in nearly every country in the world. You don't have to, I think it's up to 25 or something, that you can actually go and travel the world and live in every single country pretty much and teach English. You can experience it, you can grow, you can be something, you can be so cultured. You're going to become such a great human being because you're interacting with so many different cultures. It makes you appreciate just how beautiful our homeland Australia is. But if you aren't Australian, you can also go to Australia. You can go to any country. You can teach English anywhere in the world. And I want to tell you guys, and you also can teach English from a laptop or an iPad anywhere in the world. You can teach online. That's right, you can chill in a hammock on a beach and for a few hours a day, you're at work. See guys, it's not always about that financial, you might work 80 hours a week, make an exorbitant amount of money, but you're time poor. Or you can make a good amount of money and be time rich. You can explore. You don't have to live in a hotel. You don't have to stay in a hotel. This is something one of my really good friends in Thailand said to me when I first landed there, and I didn't have any reservations. I didn't have anything. I literally booked a ticket, flew the next week. I landed in Thailand and I said, I want to go to the fighting street. I want to go to Tiger Muay Thai. And literally just got a taxi from there to there, and everything else just fell into place. But what's this story about? This story is about I am able to travel, and this my friend told me, you can spend a lot of money on a hotel and then not be able to do much else. You can spend a little bit of money on your accommodation and do everything. You can do that. And then over in Thailand, teaching people English in the tattoo studios and wherever I go. Now I'm living in Brazil. I'm an English professor. They call it professor. Pretty cool. Nice little in the resume. But that's what I mean, and I teach English. People might go, whoa, guy, how do you do this? Do you know Portuguese? Nope, I know about 10 words. How do you teach English? Well, these people want to speak English. They don't have I'm the only Australian that these people have ever met. And I'm probably, for a lot of them, the only foreigner that they've met, because I'm up in the mountains, people. And that is spectacular. These kids are amazing. My students are amazing. They inspire me. It's so much fun. And it's not a difficult life if you choose to make it a positive one. And having that, just a little skill set of knowing English, just knowing English, is the passport to the entire world. And I want to tell you why this is significant, guys, for me personally. I'm not 25 years old, 32. So I missed that window of I can live in any country I want, do whatever I want. And I was sad by that. but I'm still traveling the world and doing everything, and I'm actually getting to fulfill one of those internal wishes I had. And I'm doing that. And I love it. I realize that I have an understandings that a lot of people don't. I'm really good at communication understandings. Because I didn't grow up knowing how to spell. I didn't grow up knowing how to read. So my only communication was absolute understandings and clear communication. That's how I got through everything. And I wanted to tell you guys, there's this guy, could say a mentor I had. Oh man, and he's like, imagine if you turned that story around. Imagine that story that you would have. Imagine if you went from not knowing how to spell, not being able to read, and then going to teaching that. I didn't realize this until about 4 months of traveling the world, teaching English, that I'm actually doing that thing that he said, what a story that would be. And it's true. This is on the double side. This is from the people who live in the Western world and for the people that don't. You can, if you go and learn English for yourself, if you don't live in a Western world, you can go learn English and then go travel the world and teach English. Imagine that. And people travel, and by the way, if you want to go to a beautiful country like Australia, people travel from all over the world to go study English in Australia. You can go do that. Then it gives you an ability, and this is not a promoted video or anything, guys. It's just my students are here in Brazil. It's a third world country. They suffer and these kids are 14 years old, and they're burdened with the knowledge that their life is going to be miserable. They're going to be stuck underneath this rock, and they're never going to be able to get out. Only a certain few do. They know that they have to pass their school perfectly to be able to get a job. It's the other way around there. It's not right. If you don't get high grades, you don't get in. And no matter how much you work, you'll still not have enough. You'll always be in debt, and you'll always be without. And these kids were suffering with this, and my heart pulled out to them, and they're like, we know this, and this is, we're growing into adults, and it's not a time for joy, it's a time for now I have to suffer. You know what I mean? Just like my family suffer, just like everyone I know suffers and goes without. A lot of people, doesn't matter how, you work 4 jobs and you still can't pay the bills. Might be a third world country, guys, but the taxes are insane. And this is what I'm just making this video for, is for all my students and all the kids out there and all the adults and old people. Guys, this is what I said to them. The fact that they're in the English college, they're having a passport. They are now enabling themselves to be anywhere. They can get out. They're free. They're now creating a freedom for themselves that, their parents maybe didn't have. Knowing English in this 21st century is the most vital thing that I can think of. It's understanding how to communicate in English. The whole world is, you can travel anywhere. You don't need to learn other people's languages. It might sound naive, but don't let that hold you back from going to that country. All the countries I've been to in my life, I've never known the language. I have no concept of their language. I just am positive. I'm happy. I'm fine. I can draw. If I can't communicate what I'm looking for, I draw it. Luckily, I know how to draw. And that's how I've gone through all over the world. That is literally how I've done it. I just draw the thing that I want, show people, and and you have the most incredible interactions and make the most incredible friends you can ever imagine. And you never said a word of English or their language. It's just incredible. Some friends I have here in Brazil, they don't speak English, I don't speak Portuguese. But we're very, very, very close. We're literally very close friends. Yet our communication is it's more on the vibrational frequency. It's more about the 90% of everything else, because communicating words is only 10% of communication. 90% is everything else. It's your intention, it's your being, it's your movements, and all of that. So you can do it. It's actually a lot of fun. Because it skips a lot of the bullshit, and if you want to communicate, it takes effort. And for you to communicate, you both know that you're putting in so much effort to communicate, and it's cherished. It's not meaningless words. So my whole video here is like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of like promoting, like it's a very important thing to learn, guys. If you want to change your life, that's a good way to do it, because if you know English, you can work anywhere. Like I know so many people that have gone and worked on cruise ships, and they get paid great money. Yes, they work a lot, but they travel the world. They travel the world, and they get paid to do it. And now they have the ability and the wisdom and the experiences in these different countries. They go become tour guides and all these amazing things. They work in resorts, and like the best resorts all over the world, on islands and stuff, in the snow. And these people started with nothing. They just learned and kept going and going and going. And then you have an ability to meet people. You have an ability to choose where you want to be in life. You don't have to be stuck where you are. And I know, like, this is some advice I've been giving people for a very long time. It's like, you can get your qualification, get your trade, something to fall back on. You can go and create your dream. And that's very important. You must do this. You must follow your dream. Maybe this is career advice. Or something else I teach people is get something that can enable you to do anything anywhere. Get that qualification, get that skill set. Like, I remember there was a job I saw once working on a cruise ship that was, do you know what it was? Taking photos of the guests, that was it. You didn't need experience, you just need to know how to speak English. And willing and able and healthy. Now, might say like, why didn't you do it, Jake? You're into photography, but like, I'm covered in tattoos. So. And that was something that was like a little bit, it made me a little sad when I was young. I was like, I wanted to work on cruise ships, but I'm covered in ink. And that's discriminatory to me. And that's sort of breaking through in the 21st century. Like, I know in Australia you can't discriminate people from tattoos and stuff like that. And that's slowly going around the world. But that job was able, like being qualified as a health and fitness professional, a trainer, you can work anywhere. You can work in Abu Dhabi, you can work in America, you can work in Australia, anywhere in Europe, you can work on cruise ships, you can do anything. Find something that enables you to be internationally free. And this is something that I love to share. Like, and I saw my students that lit up and they're just so happy that they're like, wow, absolutely. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. You can do it. Like, I remember seeing like there's heaps and heaps and heaps of freelance opportunity happening out there. You can create vlogs, you can start YouTubing, you can do anything. It's such a good time to be alive. It's in a time where we're no longer constricted by having a job that we must show up. And now we're able to have a life and a career that's adventure and travel and makes us greater. It doesn't tie us down, it sets us free. And just a thing, like English does that. Knowing English, being able to teach English, does that. And I'm so happy and blessed to be able to experience this and add this to who I am, to be able to get to know people in such a way that I never thought I could. And being able to teach English here in Brazil and in Thailand, it's been able to help me as a human being get out of my own bullshit and out of my own head. Seeing these kids is like the most inspiring thing for me. seeing people changing their lives every single day. Doesn't matter what the outside world is. When they're in the classroom, we can create whatever we want to create in there, and they leave inspired. So yeah, guys, it's something that you should definitely learn in your life, and I would recommend doing it. And just don't take it too seriously. Like, people are learning from watching YouTube videos that are in English and Netflix. A lot of people are learning by playing video games. Seriously, so many people have learned English because of video games. It's incredible. It's like paid sponsorship right there. Play video games, learn English. When your mum and dad goes, oh, get off there, you're melting your brain, you're like, I'm learning English? I'm learning English, it's good for me. It's so good for you. Find what you love to do. Find your love in life. You might meet people from anywhere in the world, and your life will be richer for it. And the best way to get around is through traveling, and the common language of the world is English. And it's your passport. It's your passport to freedom. And the cool thing is, it doesn't matter what you think about yourself, or if you don't believe in your English abilities, or you can't read or spell, or you suck at grammar. Don't worry about it. I still suck at grammar. I still suck at spelling. I'm still learning these whole processes, but yet I'm an amazing English teacher. It's because I can understand, focus upon your students understanding you, understanding what the word is, and then repeating it. It's that simple. It's called conversation class. And people all over the world love just chatting to you. And that's something that's really cool. It's like you become a semi-celebrity just because you're a native English speaker. Very funny, weird, bizarre thing that's happened, but it's happened. Let that humble you. Let that make you grow. Let that make you a better person. And let you give that time to those people. Change their lives. Don't be afraid. Don't hold yourself back, whether you're from a first world country or a third world country. If he's in here and here is on the right path, then you'll get to a beautiful place. But if here and here is on a terrible path, then you're only going to lead yourself down a terrible road, and you're not going to be happy. Choose to be where you want to be, and don't try to run away from where you are because you just don't want to be there and you want to be somewhere else. Understand why you feel like that. Changing your scenery is not going to change your problems. Yeah, if your problems are external, like violence and all this sort of stuff, and poverty, yeah, but if you're just trying to run away from where you are, like so many people in small towns, and it's like, even me in Australia, I was exactly the same. It's like, I just wanted to get the hell away from where I was in the mining town, and I wanted to go back, and I wanted to go to the beach, and I'll live in surf's paradise, and I did. And you wanna know something? I still had the same problems. I still had the same feeling of inadequacy. I didn't feel complete. I thought, yes, if I'm there, I'll feel better. I'll be happier. I'll have something to do. But it doesn't matter where you go. You can find harmony and peace where you are with what you got, what you're doing. If you try and run away from your problems internally, it doesn't matter where you go. You can't change that. It's just going to manifest where you are, or you're going to land smack back to where you started from. If your whole thing, and if you're getting out, it's like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. Well, you're always just going to be there. That's what you're focusing upon. Or if you're out somewhere and you're like, I don't want to go back, I can't go back, I'll never go back, I hate that, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I'll never go back there. You're gonna end up back at that exact place. And that's happened to me before. I was absolutely dumbfounded how I manifested that. But I did, and I come to peace with that. I'm like, yep, I did that. I was on the other side of the earth, and I hated my family. I can't stand them, they're disgusting. In my autobiography, you'll find out why. In these videos, I sort of fill that in. And I hated it. I hated being there, I hated being around them. And I couldn't stand it. All I wanted to do was be away. All my whole life, I just wanted to be out of Australia. I just wanted to be away from them, free. And when I was away, all I thought about for like 6 months, Rome, was I don't want to go back. I can't go back. I hate that place. I hate them. Do you know what ended up happening? Ironically, I had an accident, broke my back, and was shipped back to Australia, and I was in my parents' house. I somehow had everything in the universe. Everything. More money than I knew what to do with. More opportunity from amazing people, and my friends in Indian tattoo, and beautiful, beautiful friendships, and my trainer in martial arts, all these amazing friends and contacts, my career. Everything was happening, right? But my negativity was so strong. My inconsistent focus upon that thing that I don't want. More my drive was to the things I don't want, and it wasn't for gratitude of the things I had. I didn't let go of there. I was here in paradise, but my mind was still there. Everything was still there. Guess what happened? I literally manifested circumstances and scenarios and events that put me straight back to there. Straight back. Not in the same country, not in the same state, not even in the same town. I was in the house that I surrounded by the people I couldn't stand. So for every single time after that, whenever I am traveling the world, or even if I'm in Australia, I came to peace with that. And I left Australia loving my country. It's ironic, like the time that I finally left Australia permanently, I left in utter peace and utter joy. I love that place. It is perfect. It's the most perfect country I've ever been to or seen in my life. And that's how the universe works. When you no longer seek it, it is there. You know what I mean? I'm trying to run away from Australia because I couldn't stand the people, or blah, 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 or whatever. Now, Europe and America look so much greater to me. And then the moment I let go of it, I'm free and I'm international and just travel the world. It's all in here. It's like, you gotta let go of the crap that holds you down. The fears and doubts, and that will set you free. So, do with that as you will. Take that information in and let it feed you. This is just kind of inspiring you to help you gauge where you're at inside yourself. Just learning some skill sets that might be able to put yourself in a different situation. You could go and, it's like investing in you is the most precious and vital thing that you could ever invest in. Trust me, buying a new pair of shoes or fancy crap is not going to make you richer. It's going to make you poorer. But if you went and invested in yourself, you become eternally abundant. You can go and create wealth for you. It doesn't just have to be financial wealth, guys. It can be joy, it can be love, it can be laughter, it can be beautiful memories. So guys, hit that subscribe button. What else do we do? Hit that little bell notification. Hit my social media up. Just Jacob Polo or Mr. Jacob Polo at Instagram or whatever. Hit my Patreon. We are so close, guys. These are all just sort of sample videos of my life program and fitness program and just everything that's coming, and it's so close. I need your support right now. You can share it. Those subscriptions, because this is to motivate and change the world positive. That's my campaign, to change the world positively. And you can just take a few minutes of your day and just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share it on your social media. Because you're not only helping me out with my life's goal, which is to reach the world and inspire it positively, but you might be helping someone out that you might not know struggling with something. In that simple word, I've been inspired. My friends have they've just shared something on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and I've seen it, and that inspired me, and I needed that in that moment, that day. And that's what this is. We all need just that inspiration sometimes. And for me, just knowing some people, some creators, some spiritual advisors, some life coaches are out there, just simple like me knowing that Arnold Schwarzenegger existed, inspired me to believe in myself and that I can do so much, and I can transform my physical being, I can overcome a broken spine. That just person, Ken Block with his DC and how he succeeded in that, and now Rally Drive are doing Gymkhana videos and doing what he loves. Tony Robbins, all of these people inspire me, and just because I know that they're there doesn't mean I'm always watching their content, but just knowing that they're there inspires me. Watching channels like Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter and Let's Play Community, these guys inspire me. The Syndicate, man, Zombie King, they inspire me. And just knowing that they're there if I need them is like, I don't fall. You know what I mean? They've got me. I don't actually fall down. It's like, you like want to quit, and then you're like, they've done it. But they're motivational, they're positive, they make you laugh, they make you happy, pick you up, and they don't actually have to be there. And that's my sort of thing of, those guys were there for me in my greatest time of need in my life. And this is my way to just pay that forwards. Yes, we're doing some serious stuff, chats, and later on, the gaming's coming. The drift's coming, drifting cars and the whole process of crashing and braking and learning and modifying and traveling, going on adventures and going to seminars and making content with all you guys. It's all coming. These are just my way, because I can't sit here any longer and hold it in. Like, I can sit here and wait, for the whole company just to be the perfect timing. You know what I mean? For the app to be ready. But that takes time. That takes a couple of months for it to publish. So it's like, why hold back? So, I love yous, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and do something great. Be great.